Kaduna residents adhere to curfew as police arrest 39 for unlawful display of Russian-Chinese flags. Lagos hunger protesters pause demonstrations, plan strategic comeback. ECOWAS urges protesters to heed to President Tinubu's call for dialogue. And on the foreign scene, at least 13 killed after deadly landslide in southern Ethiopia. Hello, welcome to News Update on Trust TV. I am Lilian Ogazi. Now to the news. The Kaduna State Police Command has arrested 39 suspects in connection with inciting violence, displaying Russian and Chinese flags, as well as vandalizing public and private properties in various parts of the state capital. The suspects included a tailor who produced the Russian and Chinese flags for the protesters. According to the spokesman of the Kaduna State Police Command, Masur Hassan, the suspects exploited the hashtag #EndBadGovernance protest and unleashed violence against innocent residents. He listed some of the damaged properties by the hoodlums to include a Hilux vehicle belonging to the Kaduna State Vigilance Service, a car belonging to a journalist, a new generation bank at Turumwada in Kaduna South Local Government, and the zonal office of the Kaduna Traffic Law Enforcement Agency in Zaria. Hassan said when the police, in collaboration with other security agencies, intervened to restore order, the suspects became hostile and resorted to using stones, catapults, and other weapons. Earlier, we spoke to Trust TV's Bello Musa. He gives us an update on the situation. Take a look.
Well, Kaduna now is calm. People are complying with the curfew imposed by the state government. And everywhere is calm except minor cases that happen around Kabbalah roads and also Tudunwada here in Kaduna, where some youths started regrouping themselves, trying to burn tires and, started to maybe destruction and looting their properties. And this police went there, dispersed the youths, and also army combined military personnel in their vehicles numbering about 30 or 14 were on show of force. They were in Tudunwada and they were also around Poli Road where the hoodlums attacked the bank yesterday. They are trying to ensure that people comply with the curfew imposed by the state government. As we speak, Kaduna is calm. People are really complying with the curfew.
All right. Can you tell us, have you had any update, or can you tell us the fate of those who have been arrested for flying the Russian and Chinese flag? What have you heard of that?
No. We are still waiting for maybe the state police command to give us further information with regard to that.
Meanwhile, the Kano State government has further relaxed the curfew imposed on the state. The state had imposed the 24-hour curfew following the degeneration of the peaceful nationwide protest into violence. The Commissioner of Police, Salman Dogo Garba, made the announcement shortly after a Security Council meeting held at the Government House on Tuesday. He said the development is to further enable residents to go about their normal routine activities while the security situation is being reviewed and observed. Dogo urged the residents in the state to return to their various homes by 6 p.m., assuring them that the curfew would be reviewed as the security situation improves. He said that the governor also appealed to the residents in the state to continue to pray for peace and progress and political stability in the state. He called on residents to cooperate with security personnel deployed in and outside the metropolis as peace gradually restored in the state. The government had relaxed the curfew from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. from Sunday. Joining us via phone is Trust TV's Idris Jibrin to give us an update. Thank you, Idris, for joining us. Hello, Idris, can you hear me?
Afternoon. Good afternoon, I can hear you.
All right, Idris. So we learned that the curfew has further been relaxed in Kano. Tell us what exactly is happening and what are activities like there at the moment?
Exactly. Earlier, I told you that Singa market has been, and many other markets have been reopening, have been reopened.
Yes.
And then we now heard that the governor has relaxed the curfew from 24 hours to it's now from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. movement. People will be moving to their normal businesses and places of work. And already the markets that have been reopened, people have started going to the market. In fact, at the time the announcement came out, I was at the market seeing how people are rushing out of the market. Now, some of the markets have already extended their time to also 4 p.m. Initially, they said the market will be reopened from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So now it's from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. to allow people to continue restocking food items. So those have already met in the market have gone back. They have continued making their purchases. So people are generally happy as the curfew is further relaxed. And I can see how people are moving across Kano metropolis as normalcy continues to return across the state.
What about the security situation? They say it seems to be stable. There's no protest whatsoever or agitation from any part of the state.
Actually, as of this morning to coming to this afternoon, I haven't seen any group protesting within Kano metropolis. But I have seen presence of security men, police officers and military officers all around the city moving around, but then they don't have any problem with the people because no one is protesting. Actually, I can tell you people are rushing to the market instead of rushing on the streets to protest. They are rushing to the markets to buy food items, not on the streets protesting. It was only yesterday that some people came out to protest, but today they are not protesting. I haven't seen any actually, and security situation has improved. And police are moving across Kano metropolis as usual, patrolling areas where they have checkpoints. Those checkpoints are there, but the policemen are by the roadside waiting for the time of the curfew.
All right. Thank you very much, Idris Jibrin, for this update. We look forward to getting more updates for you through the day and obviously in the course of our other bulletins. Thank you for joining us. All right, now moving on to Bauchi, where the state governor Bala Mohammed has charged security chiefs in the state to redouble efforts geared towards securing lives and properties, especially amid the ongoing national hunger protest. Speaking at a meeting with the heads of security agencies and other stakeholders in the state, Governor Bala said the meeting was to discuss strategies that will ensure that the ongoing hunger protests do not degenerate into anarchy while they lasted. He acknowledged that Nigerian citizens have not enjoyed the best of governance, especially in the present dispensation where some economic policies like the fuel subsidy removal have thrown many into abject poverty, noting that it was imperative for all stakeholders to work towards calming frayed nerves. While decrying the violence that erupted in some parts of Bauchi metropolis as well as in Katagum local government, Governor Bala assured that the state government, with the support of security agencies, have put modalities in place to forestall a recurrence. He said despite being an opposition state, he was committed to supporting the federal government in addressing the issues that led to the protest in the state, with the hope that the government at the national level will rise to the occasion and fix grey areas of the economy.
We have to swallow our melancholy because it's part of leadership. But certainly I called you to let you know that the people are annoyed with us. What do? We have done our best. The security agencies have done their best. And we have to come back to our natural habitat, the level of natural leadership, from the emirates to the district heads, to the village heads, to the ulamas who preach in the mosque, and to the clergymen who preach in the church, even to the youth, and to the drivers and the owners of transport agencies. They are all here, NUTW, and also the other agencies. Even the student union are here, I believe. We did that because we had to connect and discuss. Yes, we acknowledge that there is bad governance.
One of the organizers of the End Bad Governance protest in Lagos, Comrade Hassan Taiwo Soweto, has said protesters would not succumb to the idle threat from any security operatives. Soweto was reacting to a statement credited to the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Adegoke Fayode, who said protest has now been outlawed in any part of the state. Soweto, while speaking to our correspondent on phone, said the group decided to take Tuesday as off day to allow them re-strategize. According to him, the decision to take the day off was reached on Monday at the protest ground, noting that the day off doesn't mean that the protest had been called off. Fayode, in an interview late Monday, said the ongoing End Bad Governance nationwide protest had been called off in the view of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's speech on Sunday. Now, earlier, we spoke to Dotun Omishaki from Lagos, and he gave us an update.
So everywhere is coming because the protest ground, it's obvious that there's nobody at the protest ground, and this was based on the decision by the organizers. So according to what was said by Mr. Azam, that's one of the coordinators, said that he will take the day off. Today to strategize, but not all of the ongoing protest because it lasted on the 10th of August. But today has been taken out to just re-strategize and see how they can go forward. So according to him, it might not be a physical gathering again. It might take another form of protest, maybe online. I don't know. But just said therefore it's going to take another form of protest. But obviously there's no physical gathering and also at Alausa where the protesters have always used to express their grievances.
All right, so what is commercial activities like today, in Ojota where the protest takes place and in Lagos in general? What's the commercial activity like at the moment? So
before now, since yesterday, commercial activities have returned to normalcy. A lot of traders have come out. Like when the protest began, there was a bit of fear and a lot of shops were closed. But right now, commercial activities has returned fully. Transportation is now high. A lot of traders, are also outside doing their business. So normalcy has returned as the way it used to be.
West African bloc ECOWAS has urged the End Bad Governance protesters in Nigeria to heed President Bola Tinubu's call for dialogue. In a statement on Monday, the Economic Community of West African States Commission said it deeply regrets reports of violence in the course of the protest and the unfortunate death of some protesters, as well as alleged looting and destruction of public and private properties. The Commission extended condolences to the bereaved families and sympathized with the government and the people of Nigeria over the losses. The regional bloc recognized the right of citizens to a peaceful protest as guaranteed by the 2001 ECOWAS Supplementary Protocol on Democracy and Good Governance and enshrined in the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. The Commission welcomes the State of the Nation address of 4th August 2024 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and urge the protesters and all stakeholders to heed the President's call for inclusive dialogue for the resolution of all grievances and for the preservation of peace and security in Nigeria and the ECOWAS region at large. Two people were shot in Suleja, Niger State on Monday when anti-riot police intervened in a protest near the Abuja-Kaduna highway. The incident occurred around 9 a.m. as youth attempted to stage a demonstration in the area. Eyewitnesses reported that police and soldiers were deployed to maintain traffic flow and disperse the protesters using gunfire and tear gas to control the crowd. Among the victims was Ismaila Dahiru, a local scrap worker who was allegedly shot in the chest by a masked policeman, despite nearby soldiers cautioning the officer that Dahiru was not part of the protest, according to Ali Adamu, a relative of Dahiru. Another individual was also shot in the abdomen during the incident. Both victims were initially taken to Umar Musa Yar'Adua Hospital in Sabon Wuse and later referred to the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital in Gwagwalada for further treatment. Efforts to contact Mohammed Sani Musa, the police area commander in Suleja, for comment were unsuccessful as he did not respond to calls. This is news updates coming to you from Trust TV. Coming up, we'll be looking at how nationwide protests have impacted businesses in the FCT. Now, this and more when we return. Do stay. You are welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is news updates coming to you from Trust TV. Let us take a look at our headline stories again. Kaduna residents adhere to curfew as police arrest 39 for unlawful display of Russian and Chinese flags. ECOWAS urges protesters to heed President Tinubu's call for dialogue. Now, moving on, the ongoing hunger protest is taking a toll on businesses in the Federal Capital Territory. Business owners, out of fear for their safety and that of their staff, have been forced to close their shops and stay home. This has inevitably affected their daily income. Chamun Dabeng reports.
And bad governance, that's what Nigerian citizens are calling out for. The hunger protest, which is as a result of pent-up anger in Nigerians who blame the federal government policies for the high inflation rate, which continues to reach a new all-time high with each passing month, thereby making life very difficult for Nigerians out there as it continues to push the cost of living and continues to stretch their purchasing power. The protests, which were initially meant to be peaceful, turned violent in some areas, causing businesses to lock up their doors for their safety as well as that of their staff.
Actually, it affected my business. So if I have 10 customers for every day now, maybe I have about 3 or 4 customers. Actually, during the period of the protest, we are scared. We are scared because we had that when you bring out your goods, some hoodlums will come and carry your goods. So we are scared.
Unfortunately, in some areas of the country, businesses were looted, resulting in massive losses. However, the loss isn't just specific to the individual business owner alone, but there could be possible effects on the Nigerian economy.
That protest was very brutal. It wasn't easy protest. I was thinking that the protest would be very as a normal protest, but they turned it to a different thing entirely. Burning tires on the main road and doing other things. They do not allow people to cross main road to come to their various businesses. Even some people along here could not even do their business intention of the protest. It wasn't easy for anybody here. It's just on Friday or Saturday we started coming out. Being on Saturday we started coming out, but still yet we are not. If business is not flowing because people are afraid to come out.
Analyst Godwin Adoga explains the impact of protests in the country.
I would say the protest was inevitable, given the way the economy has been handled. All of this is an offshoot of people's, I would say, negative sentiments. And as far as the economy goes, one of the major impacts, the protest will have, or is already having, is that it is scaring investors away. Nobody who has serious interests in any form of supply chain activity in Nigeria would actually want to put their money in at this point for any mid or long term type of commitment, except there is a clear end in sight. And the reason is because we've seen what happened in Kano State, where trailer loads of goods being supplied were looted, and this is a country where we don't have a lot of insurance cover for some of these things.
Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And now away from Nigeria, a landslide triggered by heavy rains in southern Ethiopia Wolaita area has killed at least 13 people, with the death toll expected to rise, a local official reported on Monday. Samuel Fola, the zone chief administrator of Wolaita, stated that over 300 people have been evacuated from Kindo Didaye district, and the number of those unaccounted for remains unknown. Among the fatalities are children, highlighting the tragedy's severe impact on the community. In anticipation of another possible major landslide, authorities have evacuated more than 300 people. As a precaution, a frantic rescue effort is currently underway in the Wolaita area. According to the regional government, Monday's landslide appears to be less deadly than the one that occurred last month in another area of southern Ethiopia, where more than 200 people were killed. Deadly mudslides frequently occur in the wider East African region, from Uganda's mountainous east to central Kenya's highland. In April, at least 45 people were killed in Kenya's Rift Valley region when flash floods and landslides swept through houses and cut off major roads. And in sports, Nigeria has 3 representatives in the final of the women's long jump event of the ongoing Paris 2024 Olympics after Ese Brume, Ruth Usoro, and Prestina Ochonogo all booked their places on Tuesday. Brume hit the automatic qualification mark of 6.75 meters, leaping 6.76 meters, while Usoro and Ochonogo qualified as part of the 12 top performers with best jumps of 6.8 meters and 6.65 meters respectively. With that, we've come to the end of news updates here on Trust TV. Do well to follow us across all our social media platforms for more news, programs, and documentaries. Thanks for watching. I am Lilian Ogazi.